Chapter 6. Conventional Sciences. Obviously, we are not going to get into any detail about the public sciences. The libraries are loaded with books on all of them already. What we will do, however, is to realistically take a look at them. In 1941, beings from some other planet physically landed here on a physical ship and physically talked to officials from the US government and perhaps other governments. I don't have the complete list handy. At that meeting, the people of Earth were given all the information they were missing, such as the cures for all diseases, secrets of space and time travel, and the answers to all the mysteries of physics and chemistry, as well as mysteries that puzzle ordinary people, like how the pyramids got built. They chose to lock this away and use it only for the benefit of the rich elite. Conventional science essentially stopped that day because there was no legitimate reason to continue scientific research if someone just gave you all the answers. What we have then in today's conventional science is basically science as it existed prior to 1941 with a very few advancements that have leaked out from behind the secrecy curtain or which became too obvious to suppress. So, today's physics is 1930s physics. So is chemistry and the others. In real life, physics frontiers today have to do with temporal sciences, time, dimensional sciences like how to make things smaller or larger by comparison to you, ultra-weapon science, considering such things as thought power amplification, and so on. The advanced sciences. The advanced sciences are extensions of the pure sciences that we are all familiar with, such as physics and chemistry. Aspects of the advanced sciences would cover, for example, the theory of reversible electromagnetism, which is the basis for the propulsion system for ships capable of deep space travel. Several U.S. presidents have attempted to come forward and tell the American people about aliens, UFOs, and the real, secret, space program of the United States, such as the 51st Space Wing of the U.S. Air Force based at Area 51. None has so far been successful. President Carter was supposedly arrested by the NSA when he tried. He was replaced with a duplicate and either held in isolation somewhere or killed. The Gray people helped the NSA with the duplicate, which still lives and is now being used for special diplomatic assignments. In the 1960s, John F. Kennedy started the U.S. space program. He also wrote an executive order to the intelligence community instructing them to declassify and release to the public all information known about UFOs. Unfortunately, there is a secret cartel of renegades who have amassed tremendous wealth and who have been manipulating the governments of Earth for some time. These people felt their selfish power trip threatened should the general population of Earth become enlightened. They persuaded the National Security Agency, NSA, to declare President Kennedy a security risk and order the Secret Service agent driving his car to shoot him in the head with a CIA assassination gun containing exploding capsules filled with deadly shellfish toxin. His orders to tell the American people the truth were destroyed and never implemented. When Mr. Kennedy started the space program and indicated he wished to embark upon a new era of truthfulness and openness, the IGC, following its standard protocol, sent observer teams to the Earth to observe and help out. The team commander was authorized to issue an upgrade for the Earth planet from its present N6 rating to the N3 status rating, which would have made the Earth a member of the intergalactic community of advanced races and allowed it free access to data on how to build deep space vehicles and to the shared database of scientific and medical knowledge of the advanced planets. If Mr. Kennedy had not been assassinated, in the 50 years that have now passed, medical knowledge from this database would have now wiped out all incurable diseases, and the Earth would be well established in the Star Trek-like exploration of deep space. The global plantation. While the concept of an Iron Curtain country, with its airtight borders and secret police watching everyone and terrorizing the helpless people, is gradually drifting out of public consciousness, it appears that these zones may have simply been replaced by a larger zone, an Iron Curtain planet. We call our little Earth a global village. Actually, it is more like a global plantation. You know the concept of a plantation. The master and his family live in a big, beautiful mansion, and the slaves work the grounds and live in trash shacks. In the case of the Earth, the mansion is represented by the underground cities, where the elite live surrounded by every conceivable luxury, and the slave quarters are the surface of the Earth, where the ordinary people work the land and dig in the mines. They are surrounded by a system of spy and attack satellites that watch everything they do. Eventually, they will even be branded, like cattle, with identification microchips. All sources of information they can access are controlled and censored. Government agents quietly live in every neighborhood. Everything they do is quietly watched and recorded. Like on classic plantations, if the master wants them for anything, like for some spare parts, liver, kidneys, whatever, or for some weird medical experiments, they are taken to the master's house, underground, never to return. Also, you can't leave. One reason slaves stay slaves is that they do not realize that a better situation is available. On traditional plantations, many slaves were content because they were protected and the master took care of them. They felt they had a pretty good deal. That's why the system worked. They also felt that there was nowhere else to go. Today, the equivalent is the propaganda that Earth is all there is, so make the best of it here. If people knew that anti-gravity technology can get you physically anywhere in the physical universe quickly and that it is simpler than the technology of a common transistor radio, they might decide to leave and search for their dreams of a better life and freedom elsewhere. But, of course, they are programmed to believe that the only way to leave the Earth is to sit on top of a giant bottle rocket and be slowly blasted off on short trips that take a long time. They are told, science proves you can't exceed the speed of light. Science also proves that a bumblebee cannot fly.